Hi, this is Dan Stewart, and this is your NORAM Asset Management Market Update, October 6, 2010. The markets were down virtually most of the day, but the Dow managed to get back in positive territory. The Dow was up 23 points to 10,967. The S&P was down less than 1%. It was flat at 1160. But the NASDAQ was still down 19 points, or almost 1%, to 2380. Volume was healthy on both exchanges, with 4.2 billion shares being traded on the New York and a little over 2 billion shares traded on the NASDAQ. So the New York was above its 30-day moving average of 4 billion, and the NASDAQ was just above its 2 billion 30-day moving average. 5-year treasuries are 1.164, 10-year 2.399, 30-year 3.665. Yields were down, and therefore prices up. Is that a flight to quality, or the government just buying more treasuries with QE2, quantitative easing 2? Gold was up again today, up $9.30 at the stock market close to $13.48, up 2/3%. Silver, once again the big winner, was up 1 1/3%, up 31 cents to over $23 the ounce, $23.02. Oil was up 44 cents or 0.5% to $83.26. And copper was up 3 cents. Doesn't sound like much, but that's 0.75%. And copper was at $3.75. The US dollar was down against the euro, up against the pound, and was down against the yen. Those poor Japanese, what can they do to make their yen get weaker against the dollar? They just announced a $500 million stimulus package where they're going to spend money. And they're even selling yen. They're trying to make their markets go down. They're not only buying their government bonds, they're buying real estate, they're buying short-term notes, they're buying corporate bonds, they're even buying ETFs. Pretty much anything on the open market, Japanese government is buying. Is our Fed going to be next? By the way, the Fed just said today that it's not only going to buy treasuries. Sounds like they're taking a play right out of the Japanese playbook. That should be bullish for stocks in the short term. Europe was up across the board between 0.5% to almost 1%. Europe was up on the hopes of Fed easing. Folks, make no mistake, it's going to happen. The question is it going to be Thursday, Friday, Monday? But it'll happen soon. The Asian markets were up anywhere from 0.25% to over 1 3/4%. I bet you can guess who that 1.8% was. Yes, the big winner, it's Japan, because they're buying their own stuff. They've already had the lost decade. Oh, wait a minute. That's the lost 2 decades now. I think Japan's going for the trifecta. I think they want 3 decades in a row with no growth. They really should just get it over with and declare bankruptcy. This has been Dan Stewart for your NORAM Asset Management Market Update, Wednesday, October 6, 2010.